Please select a mission. Please select a mission. Mission accepted. Mission not accepted.
留下照片作为线索。
Boss, we need you to get back a film canister one of our informants hid in the field. He was working under my orders to investigate the extraordinaries that showed up in Cyprus. The man on fire and the floating boy that keeps showing up where they're not welcome. Apparently they were the subjects of some top-secret research conducted by the Kremlin. Unfortunately, that meant our informant drew the attention of the KGB.
Deploying.
哦，忘记开车。 Charter day ready.
Boss, retrieve the film canister our informant hid in Spookmate Keep before he died. It contains vital information on Skullface's plan. For now, our only clue is the garbled photograph the informant tried to send us before the end. We're working on analyzing the data, but there's no time to wait. The KGB Spetsnaz squad is after the target as well. Boss, go to Spookmate Keep and use the VI to lead you to where the film canister is hidden. It is paramount you retrieve the target before the enemy does. Be careful down there, boss.
The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Enemy presence detected. Your map has been updated. Analysis complete. Buddy has infiltrated. The map has been updated. You have arrived at your destination. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Будьте начеку. Выкройте врага. Конец связи. He's coming too. Roger that. subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
ДКП, понял. Всем боевым группам проверить окрестности. Избавиться от чужака. Конец связи.
Analysis complete.
You gonna extract him?
Analysis complete.
ДКП, понял. Усилить безопасность и найти нарушителя. Конец связи.
大哥，最讨厌这种。
He's coming too. Roger that.
Поиски закончены. Противник не обнаружен. Прием. ДКП, понял. Оставайтесь на чеку. Конец связи.
You gonna extract him? Boss, we fully decrypted the VI data. Now the target's hiding place should be clear as day. Check your iDroid.
Акула! Как ты, в порядке?
Talk. Where are your friends?
眼睛。哎。什么眼睛？
Analysis complete.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
You've completed your objective. Now get out of the hot zone.
Mission info has been updated.
园内。
Analysis complete. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. Analysis. The map has been updated.
Speak. Where are your friends?
The map has been
prisoner.
updated.
You gonna help him?
哪里？哎。
You gonna extract him?
Analysis complete.
Hands up. Spit it out. Where are your friends?
让我帮你。好，加入我。有诚心诚意的求情了。
He's coming too. Roger that.
4个人爬上去，看这个爬不上去。传说中的
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
那个废物。 东西。从这边出口。应该是。
Extraction arrived at the base.
All right, you're out of the hot zone. No enemy forces in pursuit. Mission complete.
Exfiltrated hot zone.
好简单哦，这个关。
Yes, mission complete. Boss?
哎，看来还不够快啊，9分钟。31万。干又来了 ，hamburger。 又卡住了，卡住了，伺服器真的是有够烂欸。 卡住了，卡住了。等一下吧，怎么这么烂呢？那卡死嘞！哎，终于落定了。
Side ops list
Boss,
updated.
I have a quick report for you here. We've discovered a radiation leak in the laboratory on the quarantine platform. It's coming from testing equipment we installed the other day. Members of the medical team have been conducting research there, but we'll evacuate them all from the research block to the containment block next to it. Emmerich.
There's no need to worry. No radioactive material is leaked, so the contamination won't spread. We just need to seal off the testing equipment.
I've dispatched the security team to get the researchers out. I'll keep you updated.
哎呦，这边有个任务。哎呀，我等了好久哦，太久啦。 高山秃鹰，卡到 Hockey 耶！
Please select a mission.
6分钟，想听的录音带吧。站就站到一旁去。4个录音带。
We finished decoding the informant's report. That floating kid we've run into a few times now. Looks like he was a test subject in clinical experiments. The Soviets called him the third boy. The third boy was brought to a lab on the outskirts of Moscow from Czechoslovakia, after which he was due to be sent to a research center in Leningrad, then Siberia, and finally an academic town in Novosibirsk. It doesn't appear that the researchers witnessed the talents we've seen from him, but nevertheless he was quite the popular subject. His latent cognitive abilities suddenly awoke en route to Moscow. According to the report, the third boy was easily influenced by other individuals' biofields. Evil thoughts, in particular. They affected his mind like a virus. Extreme anger or resentment, motives for revenge, in other words. Now, during the transport flight to Moscow, the boy was exposed to a powerful mental energy field coming from a certain individual. Ever since, being conscious of his powers, he's become a sort of energy generator. What's unique about him is the way his acute telepathic abilities get taken over by another person's will. The boy began to physically parasitize individuals experiencing extreme anger and codify the host's desires. This includes amplifying the host's natural strengths. Or, in accordance with the host's desires, he can also implant program code in another individual, making them a puppet, essentially. Human neural synapses transmit weak electrical currents between neurons. These electrical currents, though at a level difficult to observe, warp the magnetic field outside the body. The third boy is able to pick up these weak fluctuations. Contrary to psychotronics, which involves controlling the human mind, his abilities as a receptor are too high. The emotions he picks up from another individual are amplified and unleashed into his body as they recur in his brain. They turn into microwaves, which then affect the physical world, triggering paranormal phenomena like the spontaneous combustion of organic matter or psychokinesis, moving an object without touching it. There's one other thing. While he's parasitizing a host, the boy's ego gets shut away, allowing the will of the host to take control of his powers, like some annoying static drowning out your own voice. That means he isn't responsible for what's been happening. Somebody's extreme anger has manifested through the third boy's powers in ways none of us could have predicted, which would mean this was going on somewhere around us. Looking back on it, a lot of things make sense now. The man on fire, Sahelanthropus, they both came to life thanks to the third boy's powers. Everything has been happening through him as a catalyst. We first saw him in the hospital on Cyprus. The boy parasitizing the man on fire's desire for revenge gave him his new abilities in return. He next appeared at the Hamid Fighters Fort where the honeybee was hidden. There, the boy parasitized Skullface's vengeful mind. He controlled Sahelanthropus, making it do whatever Skullface wanted. Same goes for when we extracted Emmerich onto the chopper. When he appeared at the Devil's House in Central Africa, Skullface's will controlled the man on fire via the third boy's powers. Everything is clear up to this point. But even the informant couldn't pinpoint who the host was in the cave within Serac power plant. Sahelanthropus suddenly became active, then crushed not only the man on fire, but Skullface as well. Surely neither of them could have been the host. Who else was at that location and bore anger more extreme than either of them? Whose will was controlling Sahelanthropus? According to the report, emotions transmitted in children's brains affect the surrounding magnetic field more strongly. Cerebral nerves are covered with insulation called myelin sheaths to increase impulse speed. The reason for this leakage has to do with the fact that children's myelin sheaths are still developing. So, how many children do you remember being there? Children with a burning desire for revenge and bearing a grudge against you. I can think of only one. Eli. We don't know what kind of life he's had, but the resentment he's shown toward adults is nothing short of extraordinary. The third boy resonated with Eli's mind. And that means Eli bore the strongest animosity of all individuals within the boy's reception range, estimated to be a 3-mile radius, beating out even Volgan and Skullface. The third boy has probably remained hooked on Eli's anger since. You remember at the Devil's House, the third boy showed an interest in Shabani? That must have been his ego making a rare appearance. He may possess abilities far beyond anyone else in the world, but he's still a kid. Maybe them both being kids was enough to bring them together. And if so, maybe with Eli, he isn't feeding off him, but acting in symbiosis with him. So what kick-started the third boy's powers? If we look at the location and time that his plane went down, we can make a pretty good guess. When the plane experienced the first anomaly, it gave an accurate report of its position to a control tower, due north of the Black Sea, 125 miles east of Kiev. Dead south on the Black Sea is Cyprus's Green Line, so the plane's position was directly north of the hospital where you'd been asleep for 9 years. And this anomaly was reported at exactly the same time that you woke up. The plane was enveloped in flame from the inside out. The fuselage burnt to ashes. There were no survivors, at least not publicly admitted. Your thoughts formed a synchronicity with the boy's psyche and were amplified inside his brain. That would have been more than enough to trigger his abilities. Your rage was like a big bang in his head, blowing the lid off his powers. The boy was then secretly moved to the lab outside of Moscow where Volgin was comatose. There, Volgin's thoughts resonated with the boy and he was awakened. Volgin became the man on fire, hell-bent on getting revenge on you. His instincts led him straight to you. Skullface knew Volgin from Operation Snake Eater, or perhaps from even before. Monitoring this pair of extraordinaries, he discovered the hospital and sent his assassin and XOF. Skullface was probably watching the situation from close by. Then, realizing how useful these two test subjects could be, he approached them. Reacting to Skullface's thirst for revenge, this time the boy let Skullface's will control Volgin. Volgin, at times driven by personal revenge, at times through Skullface's will, kept on moving, though his body was little more than dead meat. Perhaps there were moments where even your thoughts affected him as well. But without the boy's power, it was like the plug had been pulled from the socket. Everything was powered by anger, malice, revenge. This is how the end of the report sums things up. Both the third boy and the man on fire were originally test subjects of paranormal research for military applications, like telekinetically controlling the leader of an enemy nation and making him launch a nuke, or stopping the heart of someone on the wrong side of the Berlin Wall, experimenting with latent human abilities. They were used as tools of the Cold War. The boy's only crime was being born with unique gifts. But he was sacrificed on the altar of war. His life reduced to slavery under other people's wills. Turned into a living weapon with no will of his own. And eventually the only emotion he could feel must have been a desire to get revenge for the hand he'd been dealt. Boss, it's you that awakened the boy's powers. But there's more to it than that. I guess the anger emanating from you was something he could truly relate to.
来了汉堡。
Feeling hungry, old timer?
剩40秒，他妈的！
Timer? I do not get hungry. No. But you have a new hamburger? You guessed it. And this time we used lamb. Lamb? You're not a lamb kind of guy? A hamburger is made of beef. Who ever heard of a hamburger without beef? Yeah, but we gotta stay fresh, stand out from our competition. You're what? Just give it a
看
try.
米尔自己在外面可以无视啊。
If you say so.
米尔汉堡公司。
Not bad. But I cannot call this a hamburger. I thought we were onto something this time. Maybe the problem is that it looks like a regular hamburger. Gotta think outside the box. Too much baggage if they come in expecting just another burger. Let's see. Cotton candy? To make it look like a sheep? Yeah. Just a minute.
很小，米尔的。
You really think people would eat that?
What is it you are planning? Are you using me? A taste tester? A one-man focus group?
Well, actually, already started. I got a place called Miller's Maxi Bun.
You are kidding
一辆
me.
汉堡。
Well, to be honest, business hasn't been great. No one seems to like my buns.
The Ocelot said Diamond Dog's budget did not add up. But you don't mean to
拿
tell
工厂去
me
开店啊！
What?
他妈的！
No. Our black budget's got it all covered. I'm not embezzling GMP or anything. Still, let's not say anything to Snake, okay?
very well. However, Kazuhira, it takes more than premium ingredients and a clever recipe to satisfy the palate.
Okay. So what do we do?
The palate seeks one thing: chemical additives.
Chemical additives.
还用一个
There is nothing
小的这个
mysterious or spiritual about good flavor. The tongue simply identifies specific amino acids, which the brain then recognizes as appealing. Therefore, all that is needed is to chemically isolate those amino acids and incorporate them into your products. To be clear, I speak of flavor. The rest is irrelevant.
That seems a little extreme.
Do not forget that I am a scientist after all. And using science for the benefit of others is a joy in seeking coexistence with nature's blessings. Not everything can remain in its natural form. When we fall ill, we must be treated. Otherwise, that very nature could cost us our lives. Agriculture is one of nature's many blessings. But through that process, we damage the surrounding vegetation.
Yeah. Whether it's a massive farm or a tiny field, we always leave our mark on the land.
The same is true of parasites. And for food preparation. If tapeworms in the raw meat of another animal enter the human body, they roam around trying to find their usual habitat. Sometimes even eating away at the brain in their confusion. So in looking through a scientific point of view, you see the necessity for processing food. Yes, it is also sometimes necessary to eliminate certain parasites, or selectively use or even modify others. Alternatively, we could say that if a man is part of nature, the work he does is also part of it. What is important is the balance.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks, old-timer. You really opened my eyes. I fooled myself into thinking people today wanted high-quality, all-natural goods. But my favorite burgers were never about that. What they want is something like the first burger I had in America when I went to meet my dad. A Frankenburger loaded with additives. That's the America I knew and loved. I'll be back in a jiffy, old-timer. My next burger's gonna knock your socks off.
Kazuhira, wait. What is important is how we balance the... quick for a one-legged man. Frankenburger. What kind of a dive did your old man take you to?
看，神经病啊，逼的！吃完就。卡住啦！
Please select a mission. Unit dispatched. Unit dispatched. Commencing platform construction.
哎，连扩建平台也卡住了。天哪，太卡了吧！好了，剩下医疗平台了。
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
That's the target.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
一看就知道有狙击手。
Enemy presence analysis. The map has been updated.
这个好像是。在射。爬上去啊！爬上去啊！
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Subject on board. Leave the rest of us.
Analysis complete.
够了。
Side ops list updated. Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Please select landing support helicopter requested.
Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ. Gaining altitude. Departing.
2点，房间31
Extraction
度。
arrived at Mother Base.
噔噔，砸大雨。这很会卡嘞，哎，怎么办？
Please select a mission.
还有新的，说这种，打这个吧。哎呦，好帅！所以另一出击，怎么会有燃料啊？怎么会有燃料？这把，哇，这把追人就要用燃料。
Deploying.
救济 extremely croc inside them.
Boss, you okay?
太远了吧？
Could it be that sniper? Quiet. Quiet. Our silent assassin. Where's the sniping point?
超级远。哎 靠！一下就死哦，哇！
Snake, talk to me! Snake!
一枪就死，哇塞！
Boss, you okay? Could it be that sniper?
这个有点屌。
Quiet. Quiet. Our silent assassin. Where's the sniping point?
哎，一枪就死，也太猛了吧！好难接近哦。 这真是救急难度。看得到吗？这个位置还看得到。
Look out, boss. Take cover. There's a laser sight trained on your head.
Go！ 好难哦，它是瞄这边呢。
The enemy sniper just disappeared. Zero visibility. If you can't mark him, you don't stand a chance. Stay sharp.哎呦，水啊！小狗狗。哎，干我瞄不到。跟这个看得到。哪里？哦，看到了。你看，它草遮住。 看到。什么没看到？
看到。好像看不到我。
Clouds approaching.
哎，这又跑掉。看到了。哎，这边不是。Oh my god! 哇
Snake, are you okay? Snake!
这个真的懒啊。然后要从那边
Boss,
来。
you okay? Could it be that sniper? Quiet. Quiet. Our silent assassin. Where's the sniping point?
Get him! Go!
Go.
The enemy sniper just disappeared. Zero visibility. If you can't mark him, you don't stand a chance. Stay sharp.
Stay sharp. My God！ 太他妈懒了吧
Boss, what happened? Boss!
哦，干这个好恶心哦。 太恶心了啦！一下都死，真的是。看还一定要
Please
完成
select a
一个
mission.
太麻烦了吧？哦。好像也是直线。对啊。
Please select a landing zone.
原来是卡在这个，不是主线。白痴人。放水纸箱。
Deploying.
小屁孩。路程都卡好久，卡太久了啦。 一堆熊。一堆熊。
Fire. Fire. Fire.
Fire！ 哎，怎么你一下就可以把它碎了？我的这么烂。我的睡眠枪是不是比较烂？ 两只熊都在这里，死屁孩到底在哪里？该不会在楼上吧里？干你！
Whole lot of trouble they put us through. Making me worry like that.
死屁孩！真的是操他妈的！一枪反头打爆的是。哎，别啊，干你的！
Side op list updated.
Okay, subject is in.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
他妈的！烂死！死屁孩！怎么走路去啊？这边。
Marker placed. Clouds
这
approaching.
边都挡住。哎，冲一拳！
Analysis, enemy presence analysis, the map has been analysis complete. Buddy, analysis complete. Map has been updated. Analysis complete.
杀了。
Post captured.
没东西啊，这边。
Analysis complete. The map analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Fire!
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Fire! Fire! Fire!
在我车上，怎么开啊？加油啊，小心点！
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Buddy has infiltrated out. The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
有强的。
Analysis complete. The map has been updated. Analysis complete.
每一个人打了。
Guard post captured. Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Buddy has infiltrated the map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
According to the intel team, the escaped kids should be around here. Locate and secure them.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Yes, the. 两个人睡在这里。
The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
哇靠，这么多点！我操你妈！差点都中。
Extract him.
КП-106. Одного из наших унесло на воздушном шаре. Похоже, у нас на базе противник. Жду указаний. Прием. Это КП. Понял. Последующие потери неприемлемы. Держите ухо востро. Конец связи.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Marker placed. Marker removed. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. You have arrived at your destination.
Talk. Where are your friends?
The map has been updated. Weather will clear shortly.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Это КП, понял. Усилить безопасность и найти нарушителя. Конец связи.
Has been updated. Analysis complete. Caution, sandstorm
怎么上
approaching.
去啊，大哥？这三小啊，这是过去。
Analysis complete.
还有 next 的实景。
Spit it out. Where are your friends?
The map has been updated.
West。
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
shortly.
哎呦！
Where are your friends?
The map has been updated.
Черт подери!
КП, Зоя 4. Зовите! Зоя 4, что случилось? Ответьте, Зоя 4. У нас проблема. Тревога по всем постам.
这边到底怎么过去啊？ 厉害！哎，靠！ 哎，还不行。
Делай этого!
又是谁啊？太烂了吧！哎，靠背，
КП, это Зоя 7.
爆掉。
Слышу выстрелы. Откуда не ясно. Прием. Это КП, понял. Все единицы. Будьте бдительны и найдите нарушителей. Конец связи.
啊，这小屁孩。
Side op completed.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Updated. Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
没东西了，剩3个。
Analysis complete.
把你收下吧。
Where are the others?
The map has been updated.
锁什么都没有。看一下里面，看不出有什么东西。看也是有钻石。 差点就要骂人。上面不是有后期炮？没有的说。
Marker placed. Marker placed. You have arrived at your destination. You have arrived at your destination.
钻石都1万1万的，有10万的吗？上去干嘛？钻石啊，钻石。
The map has been updated.
10万钻石啊！据点 A 加加，来吧。
The outpost captured.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
很清空了吗？这样清空吗？上还有钻石。好的。哦，他妈有够远。
Marker placed.
过去了。不太远吧？算了，直接叫飞机。太远了。
Please support helicopter
Roger.
requested.
卡里了。
This is B Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B Quad. On station at LZ.
上车。
Gaining altitude. Departing.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
SSS。又卡了。怎么都顶都这么慢？哎呦，这样也能卡？
Please select a mission.
这个还 A 加的好，
Unit dispatched.
燃料。
Unit dispatched.
好了，屁孩录音带。
Boss, we found weapons in the children's section of the living quarters. As you know, weapons are strictly off limits. We've got some rule breakers. The weapons we found were handmade. Blades ground out of knives and forks, a couple of bow guns built out of scrap, and explosives made using detergents. And get
你去
this,
死屁孩啊！
explosives were tightly packed with nails. The kids put the blame on, you guessed it, Eli. I guess that's what he meant by consequences.
I questioned him about it, but this time he claimed they want to be put out on missions. Send us to the battlefield, he says.
Miller, enough is enough. You've protected him too much already. It's my turn to question him.
Protected?
What Eli's doing is issuing a threat. Completely comply with my demands or I'll respond with force. But it'll be war at this rate. Forks and Soph aren't gonna kill us, but some of them will end up dead. Is that what you want? Now, I hate to say it, but they want to be on the battlefield. It's time you gave up this fantasy.
Eli, he said they'd rise up against us if we bring the last kid back.
There, you see? Ignore his demands. Don't let him return to quarters. That attitude is contagious. We'd lose control over them for good.
For the time being, we've confiscated those handmade weapons. We're bumping up security and the number of psychiatric counselors. As for Eli,
he needs some very special care.
You mean solitary?
Well, we can't leave him in contact with the other kids. If you won't do it, I will. Boss, keep working on extracting those kids.
依赖太重那些死屁孩。
The kids you brought back to base have laid out the situation. They all escaped to each of their home villages, or were trying to get home and lost their way. Not that homesickness is gonna explain everything we've seen.
Each of their home villages? They were trying to raise troops for the rebellion.
You really think these kids have an armed uprising in them?
You read the report of the security team member who had a rock thrown at him. There'll be a riot if we don't do something. And Miller, this is because you didn't act fast enough.
Fine. I'll admit you were right this time.
Seal off the kids' quarters from outside contact before it's too late.
All right.
Eli said his rebellion would start when the last kid is brought back, right? You better be ready to meet him head on if it really happens.
Yeah.
You should have left it to me in the first place.
Boss, they're just kids. We have a responsibility to see that those kids make it. It's not about feeling protective or the pros and cons. I hate kids. That's exactly what I heard from the people who raised me. People who abandoned me, more like. That's the spark that kept me going, you know? I wanted to show those adults what I was made of. Wanted to get back at them one day. But before I knew it, I was all grown up. Never saw it coming. All of a sudden, people treated me as an adult. Some adult I turned out to be. But I feel like if my life had been different, if the adults I knew had been different, I could have grown up better. Yeah, that's it, all right. I wanted to use those kids to test that theory. That's all this was. From their point of view, I'm no different from the assholes who gave me a hard time. When this is all blown over, I'll talk it out with them. If that's still possible. Boss, there are still kids out there. Bring them back safe.
Boss, it's me. Eli's revealed what he wants. He wants to speak with you. With Big Boss. He just said, bring my father here. Eli's too smart for his own good. No way to tell what he's thinking. All we know for sure is his men are important to him. That means we can use the escaped kids as leverage in any negotiation. Once you brought the last one back, I'll interrogate him. If the kids do rise up, we'll meet them full force. End of story. I didn't want things to turn out like this. We could have prevented it, but it's too late now. If Eli means to take this all the way, he's gonna force us to do the same. Boss, go get that last kid.
最后的小屁孩，怎么打死他？又卡了，操！卡三小啊！ day17快疯了，他妈的！一开那一桌都在卡。假的。怎么办？现在 A 的没什么用，然后一堆 A 的待在这里。 这种的在这边。
Select unit. Staff dismissed.
这么难吃。看错。
Select unit. Staff dismissed. Clouds approaching.
怎么都是A加加？ 好像还蛮少的。A 的原料快丢掉了。
Please select a mission.
最后的小屁孩。
Please select a landing zone. 叫吗？我要用电光刻。不知道的。
手枪。贵，什么那种？什么东西这么贵啊？这一台7800。之前其实应该没必要带这些。好吧，成本压到最低了，3万块。
Deploying.
嘚。卡。来了，大杀四方。在一边啊 ，fuck！ 哎，应该对镜子是有用吧？
Secure them.
怎么回事？啊，我的 D-Walk 怎么在一边呢？啊！把我 D-Walk
Analysis
靠，
complete.
原来是有这种。
Analysis complete. Marker placed. You have arrived at your destination.
地上2颗。进攻，进攻。
Marker placed. Marker placed. Marker placed.
哎 ，CQC。
Marker
这边有一个哪里？在哪里？哎，给我记住了，海水啊，进口。
You have arrived at your destination.
算是哦，我有个10万。这边出不去。省到了。
Analysis complete.
可以带回去。这不能带回去。
You gotta extract him.
Всем боевым группам, это КП. Вышел из строя целый ряд ламп. Похоже на проблемы с электроэнергией. Ближайший патруль. Проверить их питание.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
怎么会有 CP？
He's coming too. Roger that.
Cloud analysis complete.
S 加。走开啊！
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
一个 S， 一个 S 加。
You gotta extract him.
坚强。
Analysis complete.
一家我用不下里。
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
A lot of trouble they put us through. Making me worry like that.
Analysis complete.
有一家家。CPI。
I've updated the mission list. We've received a new job offer. The details are on your iDroid.
Arrived at Mother Base.
装饰了。记得没有。哇，36万。这两个怎么办？
Please select a mission.
新的主线。下去。下不去。下去。
Please support helicopter requested. Has arrived.
Wow. Wow. 又断线了，天啊！
Support Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
对。
Mission list updated.
哎，怎么会是抽筋？不是应该要拿去治疗吗？ 断线，断你妈逼呀！真的是烂死，卡住了，卡住了！没看过这么烂的缩写，真的是会气死人那种。
Please specify a project.
强化玻璃可以用。卡很小啦，差点卡。神经病哦，这样卡。 个神经病哎！卡成这样啊！ 啊！不要这样啊，白痴哦！卡成这样啊！ 卡了，卡你妈逼啊！受不了。
Please select a mission. Unit dispatched. Select unit. Staff assigned. Weather will clear. Please select a mission. Mission accepted.
近代战争3个点。
Heading to Central Africa.
协助一次有4万。
Deploying.
卡卡卡。 process work without end.
The CFA are assembling an armored column to the north of Nova Braga Airport. Your job is to wipe them out. Listen to the tape for the contract details. Just be aware that the column's commander served with 5 Commando and later made a name for himself in South Africa's 32 Battalion. He's a hardened veteran, so don't take him lightly. Boss, I have a report from the intel team. The targets are now on the move. I've sent their predicted route to your iDroid. Check your map.
Be careful down there, boss.
The map has been updated.
我要干嘛？这个出战斗直升机，派出2台坦克，派出干太麻烦了吧？哇，这个敌我可以回去吗？真的最麻烦我是要杀人，杀人哦！直接用D walker 来杀人就好了，干嘛要用？干嘛要用？对，垃圾枪。又卡了，又要再等它卡。
Please select a mission. Mission accepted.
D walker，是我的质量坦克。崩啊！玩一下坦克。
Deploying.
这样就不用管了，冲啊！直接打爆它。
CFA are assembling an armored column to the north of Nova Braga Airport. Your job is to wipe them out. Listen to the tape for the contract details. Just be aware that the column's commander served with 5 Commando and later made a name for himself in South Africa's 32 Battalion. He's a hardened veteran, so don't take it lightly. Boss, I have a report from the intel team. The targets are now on the move. I've sent their predicted route to your iDroid. Check your map.
让我的坦克把它打爆。
Roger that.
好吧，只要有。该不会也是坦克吧？
Extraction arrived at Montebase.
That's the way. We can't let them follow you. Throw off the enemies on your tail first. All right. The coast is clear. Mission complete.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Amazing. Mission complete. That right there is why you're the best, boss. The one and only.
6分52，果然时间才是最重要的，30万。又来了汉堡。
Boss, as we suspected, the mastermind behind the kid's escape was Eli. It's hard to believe, but apparently he'd been plotting an armed uprising against us. He could be hiding something else too. Ocelot's gonna press him for answers. Get back here as quick as you can.
强迫回去。
Where is he?
I told you. Your father's not here.
They're back.
Yes, they're back. But don't get any bright ideas. Your quarters are under full surveillance. Your weapons privileges have been suspended. No more uprisings for you.
然后把他绑起来。
Do you really think it would be that easy, Commander? You'll get your boys back. Hell, even see the boss too.
First, I need to know what you sent them to do.
They wanted to leave.
To their homelands.
They wanted to go home. That's all.
So they were just homesick then.
Not quite. Militia warlords, PFs, the armies that murdered their families. Cousins, brothers, parents. They all had someone who wants to kill. I told them, last chance to face the world with no regrets.
Last chance?
You better be ready for your drag back here. Ready to face the world as enemies.
啊，断臂线哦！ 死皮孩，妈打死他！
I'm not like you! Goodbye, father. I don't need you anymore.
Was Ralph really an accident? Or did Eli just rig it to stir up the boys? Either way, he had to have been planning for this all along. Bidding farewell to the world.
kids in Soholanthropus, but there's still no sign of them. We don't know if the chopper pilot is alive either. What have we gone and put in the hands of those kids? We don't know how bad this is until we find them. Also, regarding our concerns about Eli, I finished looking into whether or not he's a product of that project. I have an answer. I put it on tape. Give it a listen. Boss, I've updated the mission list. We've received some new job offers. The details are on your iDroid.
有新的照片。干你娘！算算，挺无的。他妈的！
Boss, we've got the results of Eli's genetic tests. We can finally put this worry behind us.
We used the PCR technique and conducted DNA fingerprinting of the copied DNA sequences. Neither is mainstream science yet, but the concepts and procedures are sound. Both tests say there is 0% chance that the two of you are blood relatives, meaning the results are negative. He's not your son, nor is he your clone. He's just another person.
It was 12 years ago that Zero made plans to clone you. Eli's age and appearance certainly are a good fit. I admit the first time I saw him, I did a double take. But it looks like we were worried for nothing. Eli isn't your clone. Though you might still have one somewhere out there.
But if Eli isn't the boss's clone, why does he seem so obsessed with him? Not to mention having one hell of an attitude for his age.
I don't know. Learning the truth about himself, cursing the fact he's a clone, bearing a grudge against selfish adults, and coming to hate who he was cloned from. Big boss. If that were really the case, I could understand it. I might even feel a bit sorry for him. But no clone could have a totally different DNA fingerprint. And the test left no room for error. You yourself were there when we drew Eli's blood sample.
Come to think of it, when we went to OKB-0, he'd snuck onto a chopper and was there.
Yeah.
He was acting strange even then. Or actually from a little before that time.
That was exactly when we began these tests.
Maybe he suspected something when we drew the sample, not knowing what we were doing to him, and becoming mistrustful of us.
Hard to say. Eli's had an attitude problem from day one.
So what is he then?
Well, if he's gonna tell us that himself, we'll need to get him to open up more first. Skullface, real name unknown. Born in Hungary, more specifically northern Transylvania, after it reverted to Hungary from Romania. While he was young, the country allied with Germany as part of the Axis powers, but later during the war, it came under Soviet occupation. The Hungarians struggled for independence, but the Soviets came down. Hard. Just like he said, time and again the country was ruled by a foreign tongue. When he was a young boy, he lost his native language, the bedrock for any developing child. His country, his family, his face, his identity, everything was stolen from him. All he had left was his skull. Skullface first tried his hand at espionage during all the chaos from the war. Agents, military officials, and soldiers who operated out of Hungary during the war vanished over the course of several months. This Soviet spy hunt rocked the counter-intel world. Mysterious fatal illnesses, accidental deaths, drownings, people having strokes behind closed doors. Just like Stalin, no one knew who was behind it. But all you need to do was look for who had the motive. They were all taken out by a man without a face. And now we've got an idea of how he did it too. He'd gotten revenge for his people, but he wasn't finished. Skullface defected to the West, eventually ended up with the SAS. That's where he met Zero. It's possible he began planning this whole thing back then. It's hard to say. In any case, Zero made him his XO. He always did have a thing for oddballs. But this one was set to lead a unit no one else would know about. When Zero created Fox, he also formed XOF as a support team, an unconventional special forces unit designed to support Fox, make it stronger, with Skullface giving the orders. Zero never even told the boss about it, nor the CIA, naturally. If Fox was Zero's silver bullet, XOF was the recoil when he pulled the trigger, just like Newton's third law. While you were with Fox, Skullface was operating behind the scenes, sometimes as your backup, sometimes as a mole or a scout, sometimes as your cleanup crew. Fox's tail, making sure the mission succeeded and that you survived. We only have his word to go on, but Skullface's goal was revenge against those who'd use language to subjugate people. Those corrupting a people's identity by forcing a new tongue on them. Those using the power of language to control information. Naturally, that set his sights on Zero. To Zero, English was simply the most convenient code. But to Skullface, English was a parasite. And by eradicating it, he'd stop the world from being eaten away. If that didn't work, he was ready to see the world scorched by nuclear fire. To save language, culture, and race from annihilation, he was willing to overstep the hands of the doomsday clock. That is, of course, if you believe anything he had to say. You know, when you brought back all the child soldiers who escaped, Eli knew they'd returned. Needless to say, nobody said a word to him.
I guess they got a message to him somehow.
Eli wasn't put in a corner in timeout. He was locked up in that room, completely cut off from the outside world.
Then how'd he find out?
It's only one possibility I can think of. The Soviet Union has been researching military applications for psi phenomena.
Psi?
Things like psychokinesis and ESP, extrasensory perception.
You mean moving objects without touching them? Knowing what cards somebody's holding up? Psychic powers? Come on. I thought that was just another bunch of disinformation aimed at the West.
Just bear with me a second. One type of ESP is telepathy. It's the ability to know another person's thoughts through nonverbal means.
You're saying Eli read our minds?
It's the only idea that doesn't involve someone getting to him.
Ocelot.
Look, psi research isn't some hocus pocus. It's all evidence-based, scientific.
There's got to be another explanation. Maybe one of the kids stuck a note to your back.
I hope that's the case. But I am convinced that they have, or Eli has, a connection to some force we have yet to identify. You better watch yourself, boss.
How am I supposed to do that?
If he is depending on something for help, well, that's his Achilles heel. If you can figure out what that something is, you might be able to use it against him.
I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, and the medical team is looking after the kids left on Mother Base. For the moment, they don't seem too panicked. But boss, get this. Eli got those kids to plot their armed uprising as a diversion. Also, he could steal Sahelanthropus and escape. That brat got us good. Set us up and knocked us down. And then there's that mystery kid who was with Eli. With those two working together, I'd say things won't be over for a long time yet.
Rise and shine, old-timer. It is complete. I had our best and brightest working overtime, fine-tuning the greatest burger the world has ever known. I call it the chemical burger.
Why on earth
is that color? Now, don't judge a burger by its color. Go on, try it. I am not very hungry. What? Oh, I get it. Now, sure, it's loaded with additives, but each one's been approved by the WHO for human consumption. Come on, one little bite's not gonna kill you. Are you sure of that? Fine. Well, what do you think? It's perfect, right? Right?
Cheers, 汉堡。
To the taste of my youth. The neon signs on the Mother Road. Oh, I can see them now. So, what do you think
这
about
是要去
signs
天
now?
堂了吧？
And it doesn't just taste great. You won't believe how cheap it is to make. And because it's pumped up with preservatives, it won't spoil easily in regions lacking refrigerated storage or transportation infrastructure. This bad boy could even solve Africa's hunger problem. Excuse me. People will no longer fight over food or find reason to hate one another. Mankind will come together, reunited between these fluffy buns. Forget Pax Americana. Say hello to Pax Hamburgana. Pax Hamburgana. Skullface thought that destruction was the way to free the peoples of the world from American imperialism.
这脑袋有洞
But
哎，
this is
米拉。
different. Tackling something head-on just makes for more conflict. Only by uniting the world can its various inhabitants truly become free. Having lived as an American parasite as long as I have, I know what I'm talking about. The chemical burger is poised to be the greatest liberating force the world has ever known. An ethnic liberator. Burger. Now all I need is a better brand image, starting with a name. I gotta run, old-timer. I'll catch you later.
看脑袋有洞哎，米拉。
Please landing zone.
Roger.
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ.
屁股你怎么死都死不去？
This is Pequod. On station at LZ.
Please select a landing zone.
Gaining altitude.
About Eli hijacking Sahelanthropus. We know how he got it moving. It was Emmerich. He used the kids in the staff living quarters to carry out his repairs. We got the details on tape. You're gonna want to hear this.
What was your goal in having the children repair Sahelanthropus?
I just answered their questions. I had no idea they would actually try to fix it. I mean, can you imagine a child piloting it?
Oh, sure, easily.
It wouldn't work.
Well, I bet it's just like riding a bike.
I said it didn't work. It...
Who did you try?
I didn't.
Did you put your son in it?
We never did that.
His name was, Hal, wasn't it? I thought you said you never saw his face. But you made him pilot Sahelanthropus. You used him in your experiments.
He wanted to get in. It was such a short time we had.
So he was with you.
言之鸡巴。
We were happy.
You're still happy now. Changing your lies to suit the listener and getting by slipping through the cracks. Building layer upon layer of convenient stories until nothing means anything to you anymore. You're happy all the time because you don't even notice you're doing it. Think hard. Who are you really? You're not a victim and you're not the silent majority. You're a perpetrator and a petty hypocrite. The real world doesn't make you suffer. It's the other way around.
这个鸡巴的。我情有点不上啊。怎么这么烂啊？行不行啊？楼上超胆小啊！ 西真是烂到极点。烂死的是武器。
Please select a mission.
不行了。嗯？那你没有信号？
Please select a mission.
所以我只能做这些了吗？这超难的。 救急也太难了吧！所以是一定要做一个救急了，太难了吧！我要做这个。
Please select a landing zone.
这是哪里呀？下个村。
Heading to Afghanistan.
哎，是。
Clouds
可以
approaching.
在里面。
Please select a heading to Afghanistan. Deploying.
Boss, I've updated the mission list. We've received some new job offers. The details are on your iDroid.
怎么现在才讲呢？
complete. Side ops list updated. Extraction arrived at motorbase. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
资源哦。
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
会有空人来啊？
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Roger that. Extract him.
Please support helicopter
Roger.
requested.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ. Gaining altitude.
Buddy departing area of operations.
Departing.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added. Development project has been added. Please select a mission. Unit dispatched. Please select a mission.
也没有什么任务啊。完全没有新任务，这些奇奇怪怪的，非常神怪色。开多久啊？3个小时。啊，我觉得差不多啊，好累啊。今天的乾隆电影就看到这边吧，我觉得好累。好吧，休息休息休息，拜拜拜拜。